What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the green color, playing as Hades. His name is Skadi. In the blue color, playing as Isis, his name is Joe. And in the teal color, playing as Loki, his name is Shelty. The map is Anatolia. And these three players make up Team DoD, their opponents today. In the red color, playing as Hades, his name is Demantis. In the purple color, playing as Poseidon, his name is Matrius. And in the yellow color, playing as Loki, his name is Mechanics. Yet again, another substitution here. Keeping Demantis and Matrius in the whole time, UCA is, as I spoke like Yoda for half a second. But Mechanics now coming in. Mechanics is an incredibly strong Loki player. And has definitely won games many a times with Team UCA. So this is Anatolia. In the team games, Anatolia is very... I mean, it plays out very similarly to that Lumbercamp game. So I wouldn't be surprised to see something similar happen here. Thank you so much for the 3 months, Mr. Strauss House, number 33. Appreciate you, man. But we do have Loki now for Shelty. Loki, not Thor. Even maybe Thor's a little bit stronger here on Anatolia than Loki is on differently on the Lumbercamps, because the water is much. You can fish a lot more of it because there's more fishing spots. But just don't want to risk having to get Ragnarok out in order to win the game. Essentially is what you have to do as Norse. And now we're starting to see Joe empowering his Lumbercamp, getting his fishing ships out. And what you want to do here with Isis, if you spawn in the middle, is just go one side heavy. Just say one side heavy, and you can send a villager over here later. Put docks up here, not necessarily to fight, but just to like put some fishing ships into, and just be a nuisance, basically. We are seeing Joe going for those double docks. He's going to be spamming out these fishing ships, making sure everything is coming out nice and quickly. Not that one. Yes, this one. So, we'll see what happens here, but I imagine Joe probably not going for a 5-second town center here in this game. I'd like to see him put some pressure on, and he does have to deal with Loki running around, which is definitely a problem. Because the Loki players, both in of themselves, can hit anything they want. Hitting in Hades, a little bit hard because of the easy to defend with Sentinels, Ajax, Chiron. Hitting Poseidon, similarly, you get Theseus, Hippolyta out. You can defend kind of easily at the start, though no Sentinels makes it a little bit tougher. And obviously the Loki player here is going to have his own Hursa. If he sees the units, he's going to want to defend himself much more vigorously than otherwise. And both Loki players are on opposite sides of the map, so probably not going to see them touching each other very much in this game, as we see a temple coming up for Joe now. Docks coming down for Skadi, doing all the good things. Kadoskabos running through, just scouting it out, seeing what's going on. Looks like Skadi didn't find his boar, though it's only one boar, so it's not the biggest of deals, as he's on the berry bushes. Should be able to advance fast-ish. Anyways, advancing fast on team game Anatolia is super, super unnecessary, unless it's a team game strategy to win one side of the water incredibly fast. You can basically just do super late advance, dock boom, fish boom. See full steady coming through for Shelty, but like I wouldn't be surprised to see Skadi and Joe going up much later. We are seeing Demantis advancing pretty quickly here, though. He's got 13 fishing ships. He can keep building more fishing ships if he wants while he's advancing. Get up a third dock, do all the good things. But both the players are defending their Loki players' fish. It's just very, very vitally important. And it's good to see that they know exactly what they need to do. We see the Kadoskabos going to be scouting out the Isis player here, Joe. You see 8 villagers on goal. Does not necessarily indicate a 5-second town center. And it kind of just indicates he's going to go for some cabinets, obviously, to defend Shelty's fish. Meanwhile, we've got the temples in the middle of the map here. Temple up for mechanics as well. Both players kind of just mirroring each other, though I like Shelty's position just a little bit more because it's closer to the center, so he can move from the center up to here a little bit faster, as opposed to mechanics who has to go just a little bit further. But I think mechanics is a little bit further forward, so he's going to be able to hit Scardy a bit quicker. And this is going to be a tough one for Scardy, and he is actually mining from his back gold mine first, which is a small mistake because you want to be able to move away from this gold mine and then move to this gold mine if you can. We've got Percy coming through for everyone, basically, as Bast is just about to pop here for Joe, and I'm sure Percy will be one of the first things he wants to grab. And Scardy himself is starting to build those trireme and defend himself. He did not have time to get Percy, but Shelty's getting his own. And House is going up over here. Cabinet's popping out now for Joe, who just wants to make sure he can stay alive for the time being. And Demantis kind of getting a little bit out of position here, taking a couple of volleys of fire here from the cabinets before retreating back. And it looks like Shelty, Scardy, sorry, going to be able to defend here for the time being. Hippocampus does get sniped there. So nice snipe there. It's a little bit of an annoying unit. Doesn't really do anything except for block. And there's the Hall of Fames coming through for mechanics. As the troll is getting chased down by the Minotaur. It's kind of exactly what mechanics wants, because he's going to be able to come in with his Hersa and take this Minotaur out. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. And the troll actually turns around, going to be able to throw a couple of rocks there, get a little bit of HP back. If you notice this, the special ability is 25% of the damage he deals is refunded to him in HP. That's pretty good. Now we've got the Ursa starting to pump out here for Shelty. He doesn't have Hall of Fames just yet, and it's not coming in either. So surprised to see that one getting delayed so long. He's got 8 villagers on wood. As you see a priest coming down. The troll does get sniped here. The first myth unit spawn is easily going to be Mechanics'. And for some reason, Shelty taking this fight. He really needs to not take this fight here, especially because Hall of Fames has come through. And that means Shelty going to have to retreat. And Mechanics is all over this right now. If we check out the population difference here, we've got 97 for Mechanics to 84. So just a pretty big difference there in population this early is a big problem. And now starting to see Joe getting taken down here. If you take out this, is absolutely huge. We see a restoration coming onto this location here as Scardy is trying to push in, but Joe getting pulled back. His prosperity getting defended as well, as we see him moving over onto this location here. Maybe better to just not get the mining camp up at all and just mine into the town center here, as he's bringing everything over onto this location here. And the cabinet's just kind of sitting back, and the trireme sitting back. Guys getting so much damage done. Oh, Shelty getting caught out here. Yet again, there's just so many more Hersa for Mechanics than for Shelty. How has he done it? How has he got more? He's got so many more military buildings over here as well. As Shelty now coming back, it's looking like it's kind of evened out on this here. You don't see any armory upgrades here. Oh, an unfortunate troll spawn here for Shelty. Would have been lovely to see an Iron Here, but it's enough to force the player. There's the Iron Here out now for Shelty. Would have been nice for Shelty to get that a little bit earlier to get extra damage and potentially kill those 2 Hersa that are running away right now. So DoD does seem to have stabilized a little bit. Joe definitely caught the short end of the stick there, but he is defending fine over here, and he's going Heroic Age. Through Nephthys, we've got Aphrodite coming through now for Demantis as well. Surprised to see no Apollo here. I'm not sure exactly what he plans to use the curse on. That he, is not Underworld just better in team games? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. We see the Hersa coming in over here. Iron helping out, but it's a little bit weak. Oh, the restoration coming through for Demantis. And Mechanics going to be able to turn around and fire this one. Shelty going to be retreating away, losing the Iron here. We've got Matrius coming in with some hoplites as well, as Shelty has to get out of here. Bragi on the way now for both of these players. Ancestor Eclipse now onto the economy of Demantis. This is what I've been talking about. This is exactly what ISIS players need to do more of on Anatolia when they go for these semi-fast heroics. It just does so much damage. Look at this. 9-10 villagers here just idle or dying. And this is going to hurt Demantis so much. He's also got over here these skull villagers. He can push off those ones as well. If he's searching around for that, he is with those minions over here. These need to run away from the Ajax and everything else, though. He's not microing that very well. You don't want to lose the minions. But he's going after these villagers very, very nicely as well. You see the Nemean Lion here going to be dealing some damage. And it does look like this Ancestor Eclipse not as good as Joe would have liked, but still pretty good. We see the town center coming up for Mechanics as he's just taking the one in the middle of the map, because why not? As Skadi is just struggling to deal with Matrius at this point. He's retreating away. Copper mail coming through for Shelty. Town center up. Securing a gold mine, doing all the good things. And now we've got the Ursa coming in at Skadi's base. And here's the problem. Villagers coming onto the gold mine, moving forward to the gold mine. They can start getting hit. Shelty is completely out of position right now, chasing around 4 Hersa and 2 Valkyries here, as this town center will go down incredibly fast. Here we see the storehouse getting taken down before trying to take down these villagers. A little bit of an interesting decision there. Is Skadi going to be attempting to make a run for it with those villagers? Shelty on the way needs to remove that battle ball and get over here. The villagers coming forward. We see a longhouse coming up, walls coming up now for Mechanics. These dead villagers are going to be absolutely huge. Another ghost building coming up, trying to prevent the villagers from making the great escape. He gets the walls up here. It's looking like the villagers will not get out of here. These Herso still trying to chase them down, getting as much damage as they possibly can. There is a wall, a hole in this wall right now as the Hersa coming through, but Skadi does not manage to get his villagers out of here in time, and that is so much damage done here. The town center just about to fall as well. The Hersa are in. We even got an iron here to help out as Matrius completely cleans the water over here, and we've got Tia on the way for Mechanics. The pain never stops as Skadi drops down to 1 town center. He gets this town center up in time to keep producing villagers, but we already had it. But very, very tough game here for Skadi, getting picked on left, right, and center. And because Mechanics has had the initiative from building the Herso first, Shelty's had to play on the defensive, which has allowed this to happen so very well for Mechanics. And now Mechanics can attempt to get out more Hersa, get a Flaming Weapons Fimbulwinter out, and that's the play here. You might have to delete one of these longhouses. No, he's just going to delete the walls and retreat back to a potential healing spring, which I don't think is cast just yet. And he's just going to sit on this one, trying to get as much HP as he possibly can back. The healing spring is pretty slow. It's only 3 HP a second. One of the slower healing things in the game, but it does heal all of the units that are damaged, which is very it's quite a lot at the moment, to be honest. But we are waiting on Mechanics is waiting as much as he can on one, having Mythic Age for the stronger Ursa, but more importantly being able to Flaming Weapons and Fimbulwinter to block the Flame Weapons of Shelty. We'll see if he's going to just take the fight. He's taking the fight before he hits there, which is a bit of a mistake. Does he have Copper Mail? He does have Copper Mail. And now he's going to be turning back around. There's the Mythic Age, there's the Flaming Weapons, and the Fimbulwinter. Somehow the Fimbulwinter comes out before the Flaming Weapons. And this damage here from Mechanics is absolutely huge. The blocking, path blocking, just way too much. Over here, it's looking like all these boats are getting picked off as well, fishing ships. And Shelty loses everything here. And Mechanics is just showing his absolute mastery of the Loki civilization here. He's pushing forward, getting all that damage done. Absolutely brutal. A tier is on the way now for Shelty, so it may be able to hurt UCA back and keep DoD involved, but the units are starting to come forward for Joe. He's got some chariot archers, everything else. He has managed to win the water away from Demantis, so Demantis is hurting in a similar way to what Skadi is helping him. And with so this game is very, very far from over here. And there's the Earthquake onto Scotty's base, and Joe does decide to tap out in that moment there. It's just too much for Team DoD in this game, as Mechanics just comes in and goes, you know what, guys, I got this. Get on my back. I will carry you to the dub. And he does just that. I think you got to go back and watch this recorded game if you're interested in amazingly strong Loki macro here. Mechanics, whatever he did this game is absolutely key. If we check this out in the post game, we look at military units and we compare Shelty to Mechanics, you can see about equal at 6 minutes, but then boom, up to 21 compared to Shelty, who's down here at 15, 16, 17, just did not get them out. And let's also check out the all resource total, because it's incredibly equal. Mechanics has just a little bit more. He's edged out just a little bit more resources than Shelty at this point as well. So I'm not sure if that was just from a couple more fishing ships or something like that, but really, really nice play here from Mechanics. And I mean, Mattress did his thing. DeMontis managed to hold on against Joe, which is all he needs to do. In fact, and also nailing the Copperman with the Artemis there. So GG, well played by UCA, taking game number 2. Moving on to game number that was game number 3. Move on to game number 4 very, very shortly. If you guys are enjoying these games, please consider hitting the follow button on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.